No, the Cape is bullshit. I'm telling you, the
I
Cape is
mean,
complete and utter bullshit.
I didn't watch any of it because I tried to watch the first episode and I was sitting there going like,
You made the right
uh...
decision in not watching the Cape. I watched all but the last 2 episodes, and I felt bad about myself. And then Naki made me feel worse about myself when she mocked me mercilessly for it on Facebook, on
I
Twitter, and on a
did.
podcast.
I own the
Basically,
box
I
set. Bring
do.
on the mock.
how much did you pay for the
I,
box set?
Like $7.
You paid about $7 too much. They should have paid you to take the box set. It is that bad.
See, but then there's also the fact that you watched all of Heroes.
The only redeeming thing about the Cape, the only redeeming thing, is it became a gag in Community. That is the only gag, that is the only good thing about the Cape, is seeing Abed wear the cape and run around in Community.
See, I didn't get to the point in Community where that happened.
Well, spoiler alert, I just spoiled you.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Ha.
You can't claim spoiler alert on this. I'm pretty sure that was a couple seasons ago. I'm guessing.
4 or 5, I don't know. That was probably around season 3 or 4.
Sorry, reading up on my news. Steven Bomb is this week. Yee, new Steven Universe episodes. Sorry.
Steven Bomb, what? She's
Okay,
not making
so
sense anymore. She's just making noise again.
Okay, no, well, yeah, obviously I do that anyways. But so Steven Universe, the way that they do new episodes of the show is that once a month for a week they show episodes because it's only 11 minutes long, so they can't like block off time, huge amounts of time. So we get new episodes of Steven Universe this week. Yay! And it's the week of Sardonyx, and I know who that is, and I'm so excited because it leaked at Comic-Con, and yay! Sorry.
There's a lot of stuff that leaked at Comic-Con. I think that could probably be the name of the entire episode, is It Leaked at Comic-Con, because
it leaked at Comic-Con.
Everything that came out leaked to the internet. I mean, everything.
Including some... Yes. Well, I mean, you can't be surprised at this point. I mean, unless you were doing what Disney did for the first Avengers, where you have people in security suits wearing infrared, you're not really going to be able to avoid it.
That would be kind of entertaining if they were wearing security suits in infrared. It'd tie in very well with the Hunger Games game.
With infrared glasses. Sorry, I didn't complete my thought.
Well, because honestly, if you watch like the Star Wars panel with the one video that was put up that was, a really good video, the amount of people you see holding up their cell phones and cameras during it, I have to think that they really relaxed on, what they allow people to record and what they don't.
Which I have a pet peeve with everybody doing this. You fucking piss me off because you're always in front of me and I have to watch a goddamn panel or concert or whatever through your phone.
I thought it was.
I don't want to enjoy the moment.
Yeah, that Chris Hardwick opened up the panel by talking about how cool and important in geek culture it is that they were there to see the cast of Star Wars 7 and see some of the first footage, and he was telling them don't be staring at your phone, actually enjoy this as it's fucking happening right this moment.
Oh, he's on the complete right track with that too.
No, he did whip out his cell phone when they introduced that character so that he could take a picture.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys had seen it.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, the entire Star Wars panel is up on YouTube, legitimately up on YouTube. I thought it would be taken down because, from what I'd heard, everyone was like, they're not even allowed to take your camera out of the Star Wars panel. So I thought it was going to get taken down. So as soon as I saw it on YouTube yesterday, I sat up and watched it. And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Well, and then they followed up with, on the front page of IMDb, they have the footage that they cut out of that from that, J.J. Abrams showed.
Right.
The 3-minute segment is on IMDb's homepage.
Yeah, Star Wars put it on their YouTube channel, within an hour of the panel closing, though, too. Yeah. So, I mean, there was legitimate ways to watch that. There's some stuff, there's not legitimate things to watch, and we'll talk about that later. I'm sure you guys can guess which company probably didn't put a bunch of legitimate things out to watch.
What? No.
Yeah.
No.
Right? So, welcome to episode 167. Sorry about that.
30.
Yeah.
I went backwards.
I was so bad last week that I cut off 30 episodes on here. That's how it goes. I was that bad. I took 30 episodes away. We don't know.
So what you're saying is that now we're even further back from Fanboy Buzz?
Oh, Fanboy Buzz went to 167, I think. I think we are tied with them right now. It's either 167 or 169, and I'll let one of you Google experts check on that while we're doing this. But
I hope the 30 you got rid of the 30 really bad ones.
Yeah, so like I was saying, welcome to episode 167 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. We're tentatively going to call it It Leaked at Comic-Con this week. We're recording this live, as per usual, on Sunday, July 12th, 2015. We were a couple minutes late, but hey, you guys should expect that from us. It's so we
Because
call
it's my fault.
SDCC. It's not a Comic-Con. It's a MediaCon.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, they should stop calling it Comic-Con. It's not
I'm
Comic-Con.
not
They
sure there
really
were any
need to.
comics on the floor.
If you're new to the show, it's just the main three of the show this week. You've got myself, Chris. You got Naki.
Hi, I'm back.
Yeah, Naki's back with us this week, and we've got Anthony with us, of course.
Hi, Beth.
Sometimes we bring a guest on if you're new to the
Nice.
show. We didn't bring any
Nice.
guests this week because we got plenty of
Nice.
SDCC stuff to talk about. I think that's a fair statement, don't you guys?
There is plenty.
Plenty. And how I somehow made Naki accidentally watch porn by sharing some of the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. That was also good.
I was just like, do do do, and we'll talk about it with my news of the week, and then all of a sudden, oh, this could be really funny. Oh, this isn't funny. Oh, this is porn.
This
All
is
right.
porn. Yeah. Surprise
This
porn.
Surprise! It's time for porn. Yay!
So
Everybody
that-
take off your pants.
that would imply they were on to begin with.
No Pants Sunday!
It's No Pants Sunday, Naki.
I know, but I'm in a common room, so it'd be really weird if I didn't have
Well,
pants
that
on.
sounds like a personal problem to me.
Well, eventually, what the plan is that I will be back upstairs in a actual room where I can close the door and I can be pantsless.
No
There you
pants, bacon, and dick butts. That's how it goes.
Should be.
I didn't have bacon today. I had peanut butter toast.
Oh, now I'm sad.
What?
I don't have any bacon in the house.
Well, since Naki doesn't have any bacon, that's made me depressed. I think I need to make myself happy. But let's roll into the news of the week. What do you guys think? News? News?
Yeah.
Newts?
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
I didn't selfie this week.
So, that's right, awesome people. This is the time of the show where we bring you what's the news of the week. And if you've been paying attention, you know SDCC has been going on and will probably continue going through today, if I recall correctly. So the bulk of our news comes from San Diego Comic-Con, or from Naki taking selfies mid-show, which is kind of entertaining.
I forgot the selfie.
Nice. I was going to say, if you haven't been paying attention, the reason that you're getting all this brand new geek news and everything about everything is because SDCC is happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of SDCC stuff. A lot.
All
So-
lots.
I think that most of our shows SDCC focused, but I don't know that Anthony's news story is. So let's go with you first before we go into the Comic-Con deep dive.
That works. My news of the week is everybody needs to go check out www.toshigawa.com. It's Toshigawa. Mr. Martheus Wade is celebrating 17 years of making comics and working on his character Jeddah and the Tales of the Toshigawa. It's this badass female ninja that he wrote and created. And for the special, what they're doing right now is re-releasing the original book of Jeddah, Defiance. And they've got pre-orders going. There's a couple different covers. It's an awesome comic. I actually own like the omnibus of all the Jeddah stuff. It's really cool. And they're doing a special in August when the pre-orders close. They're going to select one person that ordered the Defiance book, and they will get all the books in the Jeddah Tales of the Toshigawa graphic novel series along with their order. So basically, you order the one book, and one lucky person is going to get all the Jeddah books.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 17 years he's been making comics. It's cool. It's basically a family operation. Him and his wife do a lot of the work together, Janet Wade, and they did the Young Adventures of Jeddah, which was a Shinobi Ninja Princess for Action Lab. I think most of the Jeddah stuff has been reprinted through Action Lab, and then all of it can just be found at Toshigawa.com. So yeah, it's Toshigawa. Go check it out. He's got his web store there, all the stuff that he's worked on. Lots and lots of fun books. Martheus is the one he did. One of the characters from Jeddah is Tura Gun Angel. I got to work on doing the flats for the comic that went with their Indiegogo. So I've actually worked with the guy.
Oh, that's
they're
cool.
great people. And yeah, some fantastic fun artwork. And the Jetta stuff, the Tales of Toshigawa is adult comics. The Shinobi Ninja Princess stuff is all ages, and I found them hilarious and really fun to read. But they're also really good for little kids because it's the younger characters as they're gaining their powers and training. Really
Okay.
fun stuff.
That's cool. I might have to go check that out. I'm kind of in need of some stuff to read. I mean, I did buy some new stuff. I'm catching up on comics, and they were doing the digital comicsology sale, but I can always use more comics.
Yeah, the world is always better with comics.
It is always better with comics. So I'll go into my news because it's based off of a comic at least. Is that it was announced at the DC Entertainment panel that following the release of the Justice League Gods and Monsters series, the next animated feature will be Batman: The Killing Joke.
Oh, goodness.
And why this is such a big deal to me personally is if you guys remember when Mark Hamill did his last animated stint as the Joker, he said, "Yeah, I think I'm going to retire the character unless it's to come back and do The Killing Joke." Please bring Mark Hamill back to do The Killing Joke. Please make it happen.
They better.
Please, DC. Please. It was Bruce Timm that announced it there, so Timm's worked with him before, and Mark Hamill rocked it as the Joker in Arkham Knight. That's all I'm going to say about it. Well, I'll say one other side thing. He gets to do sort of a take on the Killing Joke in Batman Arkham Knight, which is really fun. So if he actually gets to do the Killing Joke monologue or act out the Killing Joke scenes in an animated flick, holy crap.
Yeah, and that would be like the perfect retirement point. If he's going to be finally done with the voice, like, yeah, to come back and do that last story, there's no better way for him to like go out on top as the Joker.
Right, because if you remember back in 2011, he said he'd come back for that. He even started a hashtag that was just to bring him back for the Killing Joke. So if it could happen, it would be fantastic. The question is it controversial now that we're going to be doing the Killing Joke animated film in light of past things like that Killing Joke homage, variant cover, things like that? Do you guys see it as controversial now that there's going to be a Killing Joke animated flick, or just about time?
It's not controversial, but people will try to make it controversial because they'll get offended. And
There
you know
you
what?
go.
Fuck those people.
It's not controversial. It's
I don't think
a
so
story
either.
that's it's a story that's been in the Batman universe forever. And yeah, I'm not a fan of Alan Moore. We've talked about this, but I mean, it's a story that's pretty pivotal in the Batman universe. So
Right.
I mean,
It's also a story that created one of the only other handicapped superheroes.
Until
right.
they undid
Well,
it.
she's gone now.
Yeah, they
all
undid
that,
it.
yeah, all the new 52 bullshit, whatever. But yeah, they took, Batgirl, which was, just another Bat character, not, really awesome at the time. And then, because of, what was a horrible event, they actually ended up turning her into Oracle, which was a fantastic character.
It was indeed.
No one ever thought an information broker, could be so cool in the DC universe. And yeah, a lot of those Birds of Prey and Justice League stories really showed how fucking awesome just somebody sitting behind a computer could be when helping out superheroes.
Yeah, no joke, man. It was badass.
Yeah, Oracle was a great character.
Yeah, I got a nice refresher of that because Barbara Gordon is Oracle in all the Batman games that Rocksteady's done. So it's been fun to have that return to Oracle.
Nice. Yeah, I also watched the entire Birds of Prey box set because I got that at the same time when I bought the Cape.
Well, Birds of Prey is probably better than the Cape from what I remember. I watched some
really?
episodes of that.
It
Yeah.
was pretty bad.
Yeah, but it
What
talks
did Birds
about
of Prey originally air on?
CW. Well,
It was
UPN.
WB.
Or was it WB or UPN? I can't remember. It was before they merged and became the CW.
Yeah, I believe it was a WB show. But yeah, you can see like where they were trying to go when heading towards shows like Arrow and The Flash. But yeah, Birds of Prey was them trying really hard and utterly failing. There's so much bad stuff about that show. I still enjoyed it. I watched the entire box set. It was fun. But yeah, it's such an easy show to pick apart because of the things that they did mess up. But yeah, it's a fun watch for $10.
Yeah, I mean, it's a $10 watch. You get what you pay for in that regard. I wanted to watch it because I only watched the first few episodes, and I need to finish it up because I'm a completionist, and it talks about Batman, so why not?
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
It does indeed. And you also get Mia Sara as Harley Quinn, which I had totally forgotten about. And she's awesome through the entire show. And super hot with a little pixie cut blonde hairdo.
See, I need to watch some of that. I have to say I've been impressed with what I've seen of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She has the look down. Now, there wasn't enough in the leaked trailers to get much of a take on what her Harley will sound like. Because honestly, whenever I read the comics with Harley, I either hear Tara Strong's voice version of it or Arlene Sorkin's, because they're both very similar.
Yeah. I love Tara Strong.
I do too. I was happy when she got to do the Harley Quinn voice in Arrow. Sadly, it probably will not be happening anymore. And that makes me
Yeah,
sad.
no, now that they've got an actress actually playing the character.
No, I think they're going to take it away. Is part of what it's going to come down to. Just like they took the Suicide Squad away, I think they're taking away.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was saying, yeah, we won't see Harley, even the voice, on Arrow at all anymore.
No, and that's a bummer. I don't think we'll see. I can't even talk. I don't even think we'll see the Suicide Squad again in Arrow this season or this upcoming season.
Highly doubtful.
I wish we would. That would be awesome. And it would make me a happy camper because honestly, the Suicide Squad on Arrow I thought was very well done. The Suicide Squad from what came out of Comic-Con, we'll talk about that later, but it was interesting. How about that? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, and just a little pop-up. I just found out a couple of people are having trouble getting the audio on Podbean, so if you're having trouble there, flip over to the YouTube. Apparently that's working. I'll put that in the chat room too.
Oh, yeah, if there's something up with the Off Geek audio wasn't working and I can't troubleshoot that on the fly, but the YouTube channel is working. It's just something's not working right on Alpha Geek Radio right now, so we'll look into that for the next episode. I'm not sure what our problem is today. It says we're live, but I think it's playing Current Geek, so that'd be a pleasant surprise.
Oops. Sorry. Sorry, I was trying to get the background noise to quiet down a little, so
Nah, it's
I hung
cool.
a blink.
You came back just in time for you to tell us about your news of the week.
Woo, news of the week. Okay, so
This is the surprise porn news, right?
surprise porn.
Surprise boy! Almost my favorite thing. Not at work. Not at work. I'm a state employee, goddammit.
Well, so Chris sent us this morning, Deadpool has leaked over at San Diego Comic-Con, which is not a surprise because everything has leaked so far. Surprise porn comes later. But it is definitely a rated R superhero movie. You get to the footage is pretty far away, so
It gets obstructed a few times.
It gets obstructed a few times. Like, this is definitely a vertical cell phone. But I mean, at the same time, you do get to see some of the action. You could tell that there's actual blood and violence, and apparently Deadpool looks like he has an avocado who had sex with an older avocado.
And there's plenty of masturbation jokes too.
There's something on here making noise.
I have no idea, Naki.
So
It's not us, I swear.
He's an avocado at combat.
No, there we go. Sorry, an ad decided to start on my Deadpool page, and it was noisy, and I was like, I can't hear anything anymore.
Surprise porn and ads. All right.
And ads. I mean, this is a great site, but it's gory.
If you get to watch the Deadpool trailer for free leaked, you can put up with some ads in the background. Look at it. It's just when they surprise you, it scares the shit out of you.
Yeah, basically.
Who is that talking? Who is it?
But there's some, you could hear some of the dialogue. You can tell that they're going with the Wade Wilson has cancer storyline, and that's how he becomes Deadpool. He's not so much a bad guy, because if you remember, when Deadpool first appeared, he was a bad guy, and it doesn't look like they're going that route or anything. It was gory. It was really funny. One of the first things you hear Ryan Reynolds say is, "Please don't make my suit animated and green."
Which I thought was fantastic.
Which was amazing.
I'm still wondering if it's going to be connected to the character from Wolverine Origins, because then he was a bad guy to begin with. If that story goes into this movie.
It doesn't look like they
Yeah,
can.
I can't tell. It doesn't seem like it is, but it doesn't mean they couldn't have some throwaway line or something that makes it tie together later.
Because if you go back to that character, when he's the guy talking about, you show up at your ex's wedding with a katana, you make an impression. Like, that's a bad guy.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah, if
it
they
doesn't
have
look
a
like they're
throwaway
tying
line-
those two together at all.
Yeah, I'm just saying if they have a throwaway line that hooks it, then it would kind of work because then you don't have to have him be a villain in his own movie, and yet he was a villainous character to begin with.
Yeah. So what happened with the surprise porn was that after the Deadpool footage played, it said husband walks in on horny lesbian wife or something like that, and I'm like, oh, it's on this site, so it should be pretty funny, because I was curious. It was not funny. That was porn. That was
Oh, come
that was
on.
porn.
Porn is usually
And-
quite funny.
I mean, you get first you get the lesbian, and then you get like the husband walking in, and he's all angry, and then it was just like naked fighting, and I was just like, I wasn't expecting this.
That's
I
a
don't know
weird-
what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, that's an odd porn. I'll give him that much. I think that's.
I
the
don't think
best
it was
way.
supposed to be porn. I think it was just accidental captured footage. I don't know.
It could be. But it sounds better when we say it's surprise porn.
Surprise porn! It definitely is not safe for work.
Not safe for work. Do not watch the Daredevil trailer at work.
Nudes.
Deadpool. You could watch Well, when the real Deadpool trailer comes out, you probably could, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have a red band in front of it because it's
More than likely.
it's excessively violent and there's masturbation jokes a couple times. And
Nice.
Blind Owl says he smells like a dick or something like that, if I remember the line right.
I'm really excited that Blind Al is in it.
Yeah, I love Blind Owl. Yeah, if you guys haven't read any of the old Deadpool books, like when he was just wacky and an assassin and teamed up with Weasel and Blind Owl for stuff, that's the fun stuff to go and look at.
I'm waiting for Hydra Bob still. Still no Hydra
yeah.
Bob.
Man. Yeah, they need Hydra Bob.
Maybe that's who he was
Agent
talking
of
to.
the
I couldn't figure out who he was talking to.
He could be talking to Bob.
I don't know. I mean, that could be Hydra Bob, but he had long hair. And he wasn't wearing like a Hydra suit or anything.
Maybe it's before he goes and gets hired with Hydra.
Maybe. I mean, I couldn't tell just because the footage is not great at all. But, I mean, you get an idea at least of what you're going to be looking at.
Yeah,
I like that they redid... What?
I was going to say, most of the leaks that came out of Comic-Con, the footage is bad. The things that have come out officially have been really nice, but
Yeah.
we're always going to
Yeah.
have bad leak footage.
Oh, shit. Gone forever.
Naki lost it.
Train of thought? Train wreck.
Choo-choo.
My mind just went, like, completely blank. I don't know where it went.
I'm trying to fill time so you can figure it out, but I'm not that
Bacon.
great at
I'm going
filling
to put
time.
this thing up my nose until that happens.
You're going to poke your brain?
Don't put the crayon back.
Don't! Well,
It's not a crayon, it's a little twisty tie thing.
I would
I'm
offer
just
you
gonna-
time to think, but we're at that point in the show where we talk about another show on the Gonna Geek Network, and that's your thing,
Yay.
Naki. What show are
It
we
is
hearing
my
about this
thing.
week?
I forgot. Hang on.
Okay, so let me set it up for you. This week, Naki's going to tell us about what's going on with the unqualified gamers, because they just dropped episode
Oh.
113.
Yeah, they've hit 113 episodes now. Go you. They are talking about their addiction to Civ. And for those of you who have not played Civ 5, I'm not allowed to play Civ 5.
I'm not
because
either.
I lost my life to Civ 5. But Cody reveals his Civ Addiction multiplayer mod pack, a massive mod that completely overhauls Sid Meier's Civilization 5. This episode is a must-listen if you're a fan of Civilization 5. And if you've never played the game, then, well, you have literally no idea what is going on. The problem with Civ 5 is that once you start playing, you don't stop playing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I can't play it, because it would consume my life. And the worst thing that ever happened is I heard there's an Android version of some of the earlier Civ games out there, and I purposely don't go and find it because it's bad news.
Yeah, I don't have it on my phone for a reason. I do, however, have other things that I just added to my phone.
Is it porn?
No. Why would I watch porn on my phone when I've got this beautiful, like, 27... as I bump the robot penis. Hello, robot penis.
Because as you mentioned, you're in a common room, and that's why you watch porn on your phone instead of in the common room.
That's true.
Ding, 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 ding.
I do also have a tablet though, and that's just a bigger screen. So.
And that's the reason why phones kept getting bigger. Porn.
Quite possible.
I
Phones
still
kept
think
getting
it's
smaller until the moment you could watch porn on them. Then they started getting bigger. All technology
true.
follows porn.
Yeah,
The
I've seen
internet
that. I've
was
seen that
made for porn.
infographic for it.
Yep.
the
VHS
internet was made for
all
porn.
porn.
Well, so let's move into some more of the SDCC news, and I'm going to start off with Arrow because I wanted to share this piece, and I have some audio set aside, so we'll see if it plays right. This is an experiment this week, our embedding audio in, so fingers crossed that it works right. If it doesn't, I will find another tech solution. But at
I was
Comic-Con,
going to say it kind of fits our technical difficulties.
shh, we don't talk about those because then they come and get us. They do.
I'm going to put this in my notes now.
Fair enough. So at SDCC this year, Arrow star Stephen Amell kicked off the Warner Brothers television night of DC Entertainment by showing off the new Arrow suit that he'll be wearing this upcoming season. This suit's created by the resident designer Maya Mani, I think is how you say his name, who designed all the other suits you've seen like Arsenal's, Black Canaries, Speedy's, the Atom suit. So they've kept it in-house, and they've changed the look of Oliver Queen, and I will share that with you here in a sec.
And it's simply an emerald Speedo.
Yes, exactly. All the ladies will love it. But we also have the audio for you of Stephen Amell introducing himself wearing the suit at Comic-Con because he put the suit on and showed it off, which I thought was really cool.
Nice.
So I will pull up the suit for everyone to see, and I will try and get the audio to play. So fingers crossed that that works right. And bear in mind, it's going to be not of the highest quality per se on some of this audio because it's cell phone footage from Comic-Con. So bear with us a little bit. Hopefully it comes out all right.
You have not failed this city. My name is Oliver Queen. But you knew that. After 5 years away, I came home with only one goal. I wanted to save my city. Along the way, I gained a brother. I saw people that I have known my entire life become superheroes. And I fell in love. But I lost people. Forever. The person that I was and the persona that I created, he failed. But Star City, not Starling City, Star City still needs saving. And all of you, you can bet your last dollar that me and my team will bust our asses trying to save it or breathe our last breaths trying. Yeah! All of you have come with us this far, and I would ask you to come just a little bit further with the Green Arrow.
So that's why I let the audio play for so long, because there's two takeaways here. One, Starling City is now Star City. Yeah. And two, with this costume change, he's now the Green Arrow.
I'd say there's three takeaways. He lost people permanently. We know that...
Spoiler alert, potentially, for some that haven't seen it. That's why I was trying to leave it at that.
We know that the original Black Canary is going to come back as White Canary in the DC Legends show. So who else has died permanently? Like, every other person's been resurrected, right?
Tommy is still dead.
Okay. So, yeah, so Tommy's dead, and then I'm thinking, yeah, that means we're going to get another death that starts the new season.
Well, Arsenal's gone.
He is gone, yes, but he is not...
Yeah, but he's not dead.
How far have you watched, Naki? Are you caught up? I didn't want to say anything.
I'm completely caught up.
Okay.
I was going to say, that happened like the next episode.
I was not a huge fan this season. I thought they put all of their effort into Flash, which was fine because Flash was amazing.
Flash was badass.
And they kind of like left behind Arrow. They were like, "Oh shit, we have this other thing to write too. Hey, let's turn him into Batman." Well, and that's basically what they did. And so I wasn't a huge fan of Arrow this season.
I think it was all the Suicide Squad thing. I think all of season 3 was supposed to be Suicide Squad, and when the DC pulled it from them, they had to switch and make the rest of the season about Ra's al Ghul, which they weren't prepped to do.
That's
We ended
possible.
up getting not as
Yeah.
good of writing.
But then there's also the fact that the Oliver Queen love triangle that I don't give a shit about. I don't care about your goddamn romantic relationships. Just give me fighting and superheroes, because that's what I'm here for.
Well, I agree with you, but I have to remind myself sometimes, yes, this is a CW show, so they have to
Yeah.
throw in some CW elements on occasion. So that's your mandatory CW element that goes in there.
Yeah, there has to be a love triangle, and everybody has to be pretty.
Right.
Those are the mandates if it's going to be a CW show.
So I think the draftsman has the best comment I saw on this in the chat room, and I have to scroll up because it literally just scrolled past me. Sorry about that, guys. He goes, "This man clearly feels passionate about his job. I tried being this passionate, but I had to calm down. But I had to calm down after meeting after my meeting with HR. I can't talk today, guys.
Again?
Yeah, seriously.
Talking is hard.
Yeah, I know. You
Yeah.
can tell though
I
that
get
Stephen Amell really gets into this gig though. Like you guys couldn't see the video that went along with that because I'm not that technically sophisticated yet to put both video and audio in at the same time. But he is incredibly animated on screen as he's doing that. You can see him getting hyped up and excited by it.
Yeah, Stephen Amell's
Yeah.
love of the character, the job he has, and of his fans is an amazing thing to see. There's still nobody else like on that level yet in social media that has such an appreciation for their fans. Like RDJ and all
It's
those
true.
guys are great, but yeah, Stephen Amell leads the fucking way for just showing appreciation to his fans and loving what he does.
Well, and it's his fan interaction, I think, that has gone to move him on to some of these greater things too, because the fans rally around his causes now because he interacts with them on a regular basis. He takes social media and makes it social. Some people just use it as a place to stand on their soapbox and scream and yell about what they want. Stephen Amell uses it to do that in part for some of his good causes, but also to interact with his fans and get goodwill. It's very smart how he does
to
it.
interact and what he is there for when he's pushing something usually isn't the show. He's pushing charity events.
Yeah, it's like his fuck cancer thing or things like that.
Yeah, and the awesome t-shirts.
Sincerely.
And seriously, that's also true.
Yep. And his fan base is only going to grow next year when TMNT 2 comes out because he's fucking Casey Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so going back to Green Arrow a little bit and looking at his costume, it seems that they're incorporating Casey Jones into his costume.
It kind of looks like a little bit, doesn't it?
It does. It looks more like an actual combat costume instead of just a black leather outfit.
Yeah.
Like the pads and stuff actually have what looks like hardened plastic. Like it looks like something he would closer and closer to what an actual vigilante would wear.
Honestly, though, all he really needs is a hockey mask, and he's Casey Jones.
Exactly.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing us back on that because I showed that and then we didn't talk about it because I got more excited by the audio clips. But the costume, I think the costume is pretty cool, and they set it up so now it shows off his guns.
Yeah, the costume's great, and it doesn't have any corset pieces like Arsenal.
Yes.
I'm sorry I did that. I'm not actually sorry I did that, but I'm kind of sorry.
Sorry, show off them guns. Gun season.
I mean, I'm working on. So what it was before, I started working out regularly was that I would wave and then my arm would continue waving after I stopped. It doesn't do that anymore. It's kind of nice.
That's good.
Yeah. So me and Naki are hitting the gym, and Chris is slacking. It's Captain America training. Sun's out, guns out.
I haven't been hitting it as much as I should. I fully admit.
Get on it, Chris.
If you move to this area, you could join me and my workout partner, and we're doing a combination of Body Beast and HIIT, and all it does is make you hurt, but it works really well.
So I appreciate the thought, but I'm not moving to Chicago just to go work out with you, Naki.
Yeah.
You should move to Chicago because I'm awesome anyways. The end.
That makes more sense than moving to Boise because my workout would just make him cry.
But you see, I own a house here and property and all sorts of things that are not easy to get rid of.
But you're in West Virginia.
Yes.
Wah wah.
But my property values. My property is affordable.
But you're in West Virginia, so wah wah.
Yeah, I live in Morgantown, West Virginia, though. That's not really that big a problem. It's a college town. It's northern West Virginia. There's a big difference between northern West Virginia and southern.
So there's this thing. I'm an Imager person. Depending on how you say it, there's Imgur and Imager.
I thought it was Imgur.
Whatever. I say both because I don't actually know the correct pronunciation. But there's this thing that's a common thing on Imgur called "Stay Classy,"
The chat
and
room got me.
in "Stay Classy," the first like 10 or so were like confessions from people at different colleges, and a lot of them came from WVU, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's Chris's alma mater.
Chris lives 5 minutes from WVU's main campus.
Yeah, apparently you guys like to burn couches?
Oh yeah, I thought I talked about that on this show before.
No, that's apparently a thing, though.
It used to be one of the catchphrases for promotional stuff was where greatness is learned, until they realized that all the students turned it into where greatness is learned and couches are burned.
Oh.
I have never told any of these stories on this show, have I, before? So I guess, what was it, in 2005, when the basketball team made it to the Elite Eight, there was a riot downtown. We went down to go and watch, and I think I left when they flipped a car into a bonfire. That was entertaining.
It's a good time to leave.
Yeah, I was not involved in said riot, people. I went downstairs to watch the riot. Not downstairs, downtown. It was entertaining. I have not rioted at WVU. I have witnessed some riots, though. Because why not?
He's a creeper.
It's been quite like just reading through these, I'm like one of the WVU ones. And the only reason I remember it is because it reminded me of Chris. Not that the confession reminded me of Chris, but
Okay, now I'm worried.
But like one of the confessions was like I was having sex with my boyfriend when his roommate walked in, and his roommate asked me to take a dump on his chest, so I did, and then I went back to having sex with my boyfriend, and I was like,
What? What?
But it's had the WVU banner behind it, like it was from one, and I was just like. Apparently, my college experience was really tame in comparison to other people's.
One thing you have to consider, and the students at
It's the
WVU
internet?
tend to pride themselves on this. No, WVU is consistently in the top 10 party schools, and at one point in the 70s, Playboy refused to rate West Virginia in the party school rankings because they were so good at it, they were professionals.
Oh,
Like,
I'm glad you went to a high qualified school then.
Hey, I graduated with over a 3.0 and landed a good job afterwards. I'm good to go.
Yay!
I succeeded in life despite some of my poor college decisions.
A lot of college graduate can't say that anymore. Myself. So, that's why some of us are back in college.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm considering going back to school myself.
For funsies?
For graduate studies.
Oh,
For
yeah, that
a
makes sense.
graduate degree. I'm debating it. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what happens. But let's get back into the more important stuff. People don't care about my college days. And
Burn couches!
I never burned any couches when I was in college. My buddy has a house on his own private property that we burned a couch on, but that was his own private property, so that's allowed.
Drasman in the chat room said you live in the intro for Shameless.
It's possible.
I've never watched Shameless.
So I'm going to pull us back on topic now. We were just talking about Arrow, and we talked about how it's so closely related with Flash, so it just makes sense to go there next. Three big pieces that came out of SDCC. Number one, Professor Zoom is going to be the big bad for Season 2. So I'm going to be curious to see how that works out. And this was said before SDCC, but Harrison Wells will be a regular in Season 2 also, so we have to figure out how that happens.
Wait, so we're getting Professor Zoom and the reverse, or are we getting Harrison Wells and the Reverse Flash back in Season 2, even with the way Season 1 ended?
Yes, and we're also getting some other new characters coming in Season 2. They confirmed at Andrew Kreisberg, one of the co-creators of the show, confirmed at Comic-Con Wally West is joining the show, and Jay Garrick is joining the show. And I saw this morning, and I cannot find the news story, so I'll try and find it later, that they have already cast Jay Garrick.
Nice.
And it's me.
Yes, it's Naki. Naki is the fastest man alive.
The fastest man alive with the dog bowl on her head?
Yes.
Yep. That's me.
So then the question is, since it's not mixed in with DC movie continuity, but will it be mixed in with the comics? Because the new Wally West, from my understanding, is black in the comics. So
that's correct. Well,
will it actually be a relative of Barry's foster family, basically? Because in the comics, Barry Allen is the uncle to Wally West.
And Wally is Iris's nephew in the comics.
Yeah.
So
she
it's
seems a
entirely
little young
possible.
to have a teenage nephew at this point, unless there's a brother that we haven't met that's way older than her.
It's entirely possible. I have no idea what route they're going to go, but Wally West is one of my favorite characters of all time. So
Yeah.
if he's going to be on TV in some capacity, I'm super intrigued. Also, add that into the fact that The Flash has been incredibly good for a first season show. Hell, it's just been incredibly good, period. But when you remember that it's its first season, it has surpassed all expectations.
It is the best first season of any comic-based TV show ever done. I have not seen
I could
anything
agree with
else
that.
as good as The Flash. Daredevil came in second once The Flash finished off.
I mean, Daredevil was really, really good. So I mean, that's I could put the two of them ranked together, honestly, because they're both very good in different ways. Daredevil
Very true.
has that gritty, you know, and it's uncensored because it's, you know, from
Yeah, Netflix, they can do anything they want. And I think that's one of
Right.
the reasons I think The Flash is even better for me is because they have the network restrictions, and they were still able to make a pretty CW show and still make it that fucking good.
yeah.
I'll be buying both on Blu-ray eventually.
Both of them on Blu-ray.
Not
Nice.
like I haven't already rewatched Daredevil 3 times all the way through on Netflix, because it's what I fall asleep to now.
You fall asleep to senseless violence.
Yeah, I
So-
just put episodes of Daredevil on and listen to him pummel people while I drift off to dreamland.
He has the Kingpin scene on loop where he uses the car door. That's Anthony's lullaby. Go to
So-
sleep, smash, smash, smash. Go to sleep.
So maybe
So-
I had, weird dreams about fighting the Punisher or whatever. It's all right.
My friend Willis has logged in to watch the show. Different Willis, not Willie Nelson, who's in the chat room right now, but a buddy of mine.
What you talking about, Willis?
And you're only allowed one of those, by the way.
Only one.
That is his
All right,
rule.
I
You're
had to
only
get out
allowed
of the
one.
way. I had to get out of the way. That poor kid, he must have heard that his whole fucking life. That's gotta suck.
His text to me was, I logged in as soon as you said sex with your boyfriend and his roommate walked in, then I missed what happened when he walked in.
There was something about the Shiza.
It's probably just as well.
It wasn't me, by the way. It was an internet story that I was reading.
Sure, it was
Naki's doing
Naki.
Shiza porn.
Naki's like, internet. No, it's an internet story. I'm not going to start that
It's-
rumor.
Please don't start that rumor. We already have to combat all the other rumors. Can
I-
we not make this worse?
I've learned my lesson as I was saying that. This is a terrible idea. Don't do it, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Do it.
Don't.
Well, so
Anthony, shut up.
let's roll into something else, and it's arguably one of the bigger things to have come out of SDCC that there's been a lot of talk about. The Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice trailer was shown off and then released on the internet shortly thereafter,
And if you haven't seen it yet, I know for a fact it's on IMDb's homepage.
and it's
one of
on
the first things you
YouTube
click
and
on.
multiple places. So
can
thoughts,
find it.
people. What do you guys think about Batman v Superman?
I don't care.
Fair enough.
I am even more excited now because if you've seen that trailer, which spoilers, I'm going to spoil something. They show you why Bruce is so pissed at him, and it's because you find out that Bruce Wayne was in Metropolis as Superman, Man of Steel, Collateral Damage was happening, and Wayne Financial is one of the buildings that gets torn the fuck down.
Right.
Which, yeah, seeing that in the trailer is like, that's so fucking perfect. It's so easy. Like, he gets to see thousands of people that work for his company probably dying in front of him without any way of doing anything about it. Of course he's pissed.
Because he's just a man.
Yep. So, yeah, we have Man of Steel Collateral Damage, and now Batman 5 Superman, Batman whooping Superman's ass.
Right.
I mean, the full title.
So I have been skeptical of this movie. I'm not saying I'm completely sold, but the trailer was interesting. I liked seeing Wonder Woman in action.
That
The
was
Wonder
cool, too.
That was the only thing that I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's cool. But that
The
was the
Wonder
only
Woman-
thing where I was like,
The Wonder Woman costume is awesome. I like the pictures we saw that came out of SDCC. It looks awesome on screen also. So
yeah, her
that was really
moving
cool.
around in it, she looks like, yeah, the images that we've seen so far, it's still like, how's it gonna work? But yeah, her actually moving around in the suit, she looks fucking great.
She does. The other nice thing that I liked in there is, did you guys see Robin's costume in the
I didn't
display
catch
trailers?
Robin's costume. I only watched it once.
So I can pull up the screen grab here in just a sec, assuming that it'll work right. But they have a Batman walking through what seems to be the destroyed Batcave, and when he's there, you see a costume of some kind that has green writing on it, and I'm bringing it up in screen share for everyone right now. It appears to be Robin's costume because you can see the R right here, and it says "Ha ha ha, jokes on you, Batman." So it would appear that that is Robin's costume that has been defaced by the Joker in some way, shape, or form in
I guess
Batman
it
v
is holding a
Superman.
staff too. Yeah, I looked
Right.
at. I was just trying to read the letters as he was walking by, so I just assumed that it was one of his old costumes.
No, you can sort of see the stylized R right here where my mouse cursor
Yeah,
is.
with it paused, you can definitely see the
Yeah.
R. Yeah, that's definitely a Robin costume because it's also got short sleeves.
Right.
So is that the death of Jason Todd then?
My guess is this means Jason Todd is dead. The question is, does it mean Red Hood shows up?
Well, it could be, yeah, that if they're going with a dead Jason Todd in the movie universe, then that means also probably that we have, if Dick Grayson shows up, it'll be straight Nightwing.
I hope so.
We won't ever see him in the Robin costume.
That would
Which,
be
I'm
awesome.
fine with that.
He doesn't need to wear
I don't
booties.
know. I don't know if I'm just not if I'm just not excited because it's Batman and Superman. I don't know if that's why I'm so, because the trailer itself, it's fine. Like, I would be excited if I liked either of those characters, but I don't like
Oh,
either of those characters.
Grizzled Jeremy Irons looks awesome as Pennyworth, and then yeah, Beast Mode Batfleck, like pulling a giant Batmobile tire with a rope, like to try to get back into shape. Apparently in that sequence, just I'm stoked. I'm
Yeah,
stoked.
so I will honestly say when they announced Ben Affleck as Batman, I didn't really come out one way or another on it. I was taking a wait-and-see approach. From what I've seen so far of him as a Batman, I'm intrigued.
You're
Now,
gonna have to change the quote about him.
what, Ben Affleck as Batman?
Affleck was the bomb in Batman versus Superman, yo.
Oh, well, we don't know that yet.
No, we
We
don't
don't know
that.
that yet. Now,
I'm forecasting.
let's also bear in mind that I'm kind of on a Batman kick right now because all I've done in my off time the last 2 weeks is play Batman Arkham Knight. So it is entirely possible that
That's
could
what
be
they want.
influencing me a little bit.
That's
Well,
what they want.
It's a fucking awesome game.
You got bats on the brain.
I do. So a
Yeah,
couple of
I don't know. I think my skepticalness is because I've been burned by DC movies in the past, and I'm so very. I'm just tired. Like, we already know that I'm tired of Superman. I'm tired of Batman, but I'm just like, the Wonder Woman costume did look really badass. I'd be excited to see that. But other than that, there's nothing in that movie that I'm like, yay! I mean, at first,
I get it.
At first, I thought that they were saying that Superman killed Batman's family, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, did you also notice that the comedian is Thomas Wayne?
No.
Motherfucking Jeffrey
No.
Dean Morgan, who played the comedian in Watchmen, in that shot of the sequence of the bullet in the alleyway, because we're going to get a flashback origin of Batman.
Because
of course
if you
have
haven't
to
forgotten,
retell the origin.
Bruce Wayne's parents are dead. We can't let
Yeah.
you forget. So we'll
Yeah,
show you.
absolutely.
You can't let
every
you
time.
forget
Yeah.
that.
I'm not positive, but I'm almost positive that in that sequence they just show one shot of a guy standing there in like a tweed jacket jumping in front of a gun, and I think it was Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which means
Interesting.
the comedian from Watchmen is Batman's dad.
Yeah, so one other takeaway I had from the trailer that I'm sure everyone noticed, it would appear that there is now kryptonite of some kind,
Oh,
and
there
Lex
is
Luthor
definitely-
has found it.
Yeah,
And
why
Lex
isn't Lex
Luthor
Luthor
wears a really awful
bald?
Well, Luthor
I
wasn't
was-
originally bald in the comics. This could be
No.
pre-bald Luthor.
Because yeah, he lost his hair in the comics. Originally he had hair, and then
Right.
became bald.
Okay. I couldn't remember because, like, I was watching it and I'm like, Jesse Eisenberg looks terrible. Like, I know he's supposed to be Lex Luthor, but he doesn't look like Lex Luthor to me. Lex Luthor to me is bald.
Or maybe that's
So-
Lex Luthor wearing a wig because he hasn't
Yeah.
embraced the baldness yet.
Yeah, if you look at it, you can tell like it's an awful wig, and we all know his head was shaved for the filming of the movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be like he's too vain at that point to like let people know that he's bald. And I'm hoping it is straight up like kryptonite poisoning made him lose his hair, and so
That
that's why
could
he's
be.
pissed about it.
One other thing I forgot on this one, and I can't find the source article for it, but I think I saw Dan Slott tweeting about it, is that now Metropolis and Gotham City are sister cities. They're literally across a bay from each other. So, like neighbors.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's weird.
in Dark Knight, in the last Dark Knight movie, Dark Knight Returns, there was that bridge. Yeah, whatever. There was that bridge that went to like nowhere. So I mean, that kind of makes sense. Because if you remember, at the end of that movie, they were having them all walk out on the ice. of
Yeah,
that
it's true.
bridge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be that at the end of that movie, Batman actually dropped the nuclear bomb on Metropolis.
He dropped it on Metropolis. He's like, "Fuck you, Superman. Take this."
Exactly.
I mean,
So-
that movie. That movie. Oh, the bouncing around nuclear bomb. God, why?
They're not in the
You
same
just can't get
continuity,
rid
though.
of the
Haha, Superman.
bomb. Great
That's
movie.
all I can think of now.
66.
I'm gonna watch that movie just to watch that part. Like, pachoo, there goes Superman.
So I did want to touch on another thing that came out of the DC panel, the movie panel, that is, as they announced a Green Lantern Corps movie is coming. So it is not just a singular Green Lantern from Earth; it is the Green Lantern Corps.
So maybe if I'm lucky, they'll get the good Green Lantern and they'll do it right.
Well, maybe if they do it right, then they'll make Hal Jordan the right Green Lantern, or not Hal Jordan, Ryan Reynolds the right Green Lantern, make somebody who would be Hal Jordan, and
I don't
maybe
think
not
Ryan
animate
Reynolds-
the entire goddamn movie.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern does not exist anymore in the DC movie continuity. It's
BT
done.
Dubs, when I move rooms, that poster is donezo. I don't have to have that poster anymore.
You have to keep that poster just for mocking purposes now.
I don't. I no longer have a mirrored wall. I can just get
That is the new ATGN rule that has been made: is you have to have a large size poster for a movie or comic behind you at all times when you're on a podcast.
Well, luckily for me, I have
Boobs.
nothing.
Yes, I
And
know.
boobs.
We're letting you violate the rule until you move, Naki, but once you're in a more permanent location, you may no longer violate this rule, and the Ryan Reynolds poster must return.
No, I have the ATGN banner. I made it. I have it. It's going up behind me.
No.
Okay, banner works. Banner trumps poster. I'll give her that one.
God damn it. God damn it.
You failed again, sir. You failed
Hate you all. I hate you all so much.
No, you love us. You
So-
love us, Chris. You wouldn't have been doing this with me for 3 years, and Anthony for almost 2 now.
I hate you all. I want to talk about
I-
Star Wars, though.
Bring it on.
The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. So I don't know if you guys saw it. We talked about it earlier in the show. The entire panel's online to watch, which is incredibly fun. A couple nuggets of news that came out of that panel: that Star Wars Rogue One begins shooting this summer. So we'll start getting some teasers for that probably.
Yep.
And how cool would that be if they did a teaser for Rogue One before The Force Awakens in December?
If they're not idiots, that's exactly what they're gonna do.
It could be overload, is what some people might think.
It's Star Wars. There's no such thing as overload.
Okay, touche. Well,
At
there
one
might
point,
be.
Dark Horse was publishing 13 monthly comics based on Star Wars. I
Those
don't
were the
think
good
there's
old
such thing
days.
as overload.
Another thing that came out, Disney's been promising for a while a series of spin-offs to the Star Wars franchise. They have now announced that one of those spin-offs will be the life of a young Han Solo. It's going to be directed by Christopher Miller and Phil Lord, who are the ones that did 21 Jump Street and the Lego Movie.
Say it with me, folks. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt.
No, you know
No,
what?
not
I don't
for
want to
Han
be
Solo.
I don't want to be oversaturated with Chris Pratt. Don't get me wrong. I love Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I want
But
Chris
he's already
Pratt
Han
to
Solo
remake-
in Guardians of the Galaxy. He doesn't
I
need to
want
be Han
Chris
Solo.
Pratt
Han Solo.
to remake
No.
Every Harrison Ford film and franchise ever.
No.
I just want to rewatch
Uh,
everything Harrison Ford did, but I want to see Chris Pratt in the role.
We
I'm
still
talking
haven't
Return of
talked.
Henry, The Fugitive, all the Indiana Jones, all of it.
Anthony, shh. So, we haven't talked about my favorite thing that happened at Comic-Con, which was Conan coming to Comic-Con in Mad Max style. I thought that was amazing.
That was fantastic. Conan has been on spot with all of his Comic-Con coverage. I haven't watched last night's Conan yet, but it has been a ton of fun seeing all the people from Comic-Con go to watch the show and bringing in Comic-Con headliners to be on Conan's show.
And I did
The-
see
the-
he got his own pop figure.
He's got 4
Yeah.
different pop figures. There's different exclusive Funko Pops each day for Conan.
Oh, nice.
One of them was
Uh,
his head on a Batman body.
Batkill.
Weren't they gonna do the Conan his superhero? I can't think of his name.
The Flaming Sea.
Yes, thank you.
Let's see.
The Flaming Sea has a cartoon now that they've been showing on Conan.
Nice. I don't watch Conan religiously or anything like that. I've liked he's done Comic-Con coverage in the past, and I know that I've liked it. My religious news show is Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
I've really
But-
enjoyed that. So the thing that I've realized I've missed this year is I only ever watch G4 once a year, sometimes twice a year, and it was during Comic-Con. And I miss having that one channel you could flip to that's like all the Comic-Con coverage or things like that, where they're pulling people in off the street to talk to them. And Conan has sort of filled that gap for me a little bit. It's not quite the same, but it's the closest you can get.
Nice.
But if you haven't seen Mad Max, the Conan Mad Max entrance to Comic-Con, it's on YouTube. It's on everywhere. I highly recommend it.
It's on his YouTube channel. Just go to Team Coco, youtube.com/Team Coco, I think.
Yeah. It's super good. I really, I liked him in the red pajamas. It was good. He was Doof. His cosplay of Doof is amazing.
Conan's just been kicking ass. So I'll try and go through a couple other things really quick because I know we're running short on time. One of the comic book series that was announced was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman 6-issue crossover.
God damn it.
Because why not?
Because he's Batman, damn it. I brought that up just to hear Naki's reaction.
Why?
Because you know why, Naki? Because people will buy it.
Because chocolate and peanut butter. Kids love turtles. Kids love Batman.
Oh my God! Speaking of how much kids love turtles right now, and it's not like any of the old stuff. So part of me wants to like torture them and be like, Donatello's brain dead now, right? But
No, Donatello.
I won't.
He's a robot.
Now he's a robot. But I mean, like, I hope I wasn't that bad as some of these kids were when I was a kid. Because, oh my God, I've got this one kid who swears to me his name is Raphael. He's 3, and he comes up and he makes little size out of Legos, and then he hits kids over the head with them, and I'm like,
you just have people that like to hit kids. Yeah.
Raphael.
And then I got his best friend's a little girl who loves Leonardo, and so she makes swords, and then she hits other kids, and then we take away the Legos from them, so they make it out of like they'll grab like the bat. We have like a bat bike, just like a little toy figure bat bike. So they take that and they're like, "This is my sign now." Bam! It's like,
that's fantastic.
I hate children.
Well, you have the perfect job for it then.
Yeah, you really do.
Right before the show started, I was job hunting, and now you know what.
So, a couple other things real quick, and we can touch on the rest next week. But Hugh Jackman confirmed the next Wolverine film is going to be Old Man Logan, based off those comics. So that tends to indicate this is probably the end for him if he's wrapping up and doing an Old Man Logan flick.
So then the real question is, since Fox and Marvel have started talking again, will it be Old Man Ruffalo?
No. Fox and Marvel haven't really come to any agreement when it comes to the movies, and if you look at the way Marvel has buried... Hold on. But if you look at the way Marvel has buried all of the Fox comic properties, I mean, there's no way this is happening. Fantastic Four canceled. X-Men probably going off to their own planet, so we can just ignore them.
Yep.
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver no longer Magneto's kids because it's much easier just to turn them into superpowered beings and not give them the movie rights.
Instead of mutants. Yep.
Marvel's just like, haha, Fox, fuck you.
Well, I think that's why Fox is finally going to cave. Quick enough, we'll get Old Man Ruffalo.
Fox is going to cave if X-Men Apocalypse doesn't make money, but X-Men Apocalypse is going to make money.
It's going to make money.
Fantastic Four will shit the bed, and they have to have X-Men beat out Fantastic
Four looks so bad.
All right, so here's an indicator that Fantastic Four might be in trouble. We all know movie studios, they love to get that extra money by putting out a 3D release. They dropped the 3D release of Fantastic Four.
Oh no!
They're not even promoting it at SDCC this year.
I didn't hear any mention of it. They talked about it briefly, I think, in conjunction with the X-Men stuff, but that's all I really heard.
Because it's next month, right? It's August?
I think so, yeah. It's after Ant-Man, because Ant-Man's next weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ant-Man is this week.
And side note, we talked about it last week, I think Ant-Man is going to be better than we expect, and I've read some spoiler-free reviews that have come out, and they have all been fairly positive, and I'm excited to see it now.
Ant-Man is my first cheat day. Thank God.
You know, you could just count your macros and micros, and you don't have to worry about cheating. I'm just saying.
The only day I'm allowing myself to have soda.
I'm just saying, you could have...
Nope.
Sorry.
I gave up soda 8 months ago, and it was the best decision ever.
That's a whole other fitness rant that you can we could talk about later.
Yes. So
Micros all
let's
the
wrap
way.
things up on the SDCC coverage. We talked about the Star Wars panel, and if you watched it online, you saw at the very end, they're like, hey, and we're giving everyone at the panel a free pass to go to the Star Wars concert, which is great if you're a Star Wars fan. It's absolutely terrible if you're Kevin Smith, because Kevin Smith's panel was right after Star Wars.
Yeah, I saw a picture. Somebody tweeted an empty Hall H. This is like his 7th or 8th Hall H in a row. And yeah, it's the first time that it wasn't completely packed. It was almost empty. It's because, Star Wars emptied the room and gave everybody a pass to walk over to a John Williams concert.
Kevin Smith said it was about a third full Hall H, and what I felt really bad for him is he was showing off the trailer for his new movie Yoga Hosers that his daughter's in, and his daughter came to talk about Yoga Hosers, and all the people left. Now, full credit to him, they still went forward, they did it, they didn't cancel the panel.
Well, of course.
What also made me feel even more worse is I was driving on my commute to work, and I was listening to the last episode of Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, and he was talking about how he was worried about following up Star Wars at Comic-Con, because how do you keep people excited after Star Wars? And I'm just sitting there and go, oh man, it's like he predicted the fact that everyone was going to leave, because he jokingly said, and I hope he was mostly jokingly when he said this, he goes, I value, or I find out how relevant I still am based on how full my hall is for San Diego Comic-Con.
Ouch.
He goes, if there's still a lot of people there, he goes, I know I'm still relevant.
Yeah, no one can know that. Yeah, that J.J. Abrams is going to hand out passes to a concert to every single person in Hall H, and all they have to do is leave.
Right.
Like, there's no possible way anybody can prepare for that.
Yeah, I just felt a little bad for him. I was like, man, that really sucks, because I know I enjoy Kevin Smith, but if I'd been in the Star Wars thing, like, here, take this pass to go see a Star Wars concert with the entire cast of Star Wars, I'd be like, see you later, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, it would have been hard to stay.
I wouldn't have stayed. I'd have been gone. I guarantee it. I'd have been like, well, I listen to your podcast, so I know I'll hear this later.
That's true. It is all on the podcast network. That might be one thing that's not helping him in that situation.
Well, I'm just glad that he still did it, and there were people that came in to go and see that. And you've got to think, if you were waiting outside Hall H hoping people were going to leave the Star Wars one so you could go see Kevin Smith, you're probably pretty happy, because everyone got to see Kevin Smith then that wanted to.
Yeah, the first time Hall H is ever completely emptied.
Yeah, I mean, how crazy is that?
It was awesome, the picture on his Twitter, though. Did you see his proud dad moment? He took a picture standing behind Harley, because she was the one that got to intro the trailer. Yeah, to have his kid that's now starring in the movie that he wrote, introducing the trailer at Hall H, like, that's pretty freaking cool.
That had to be a really awesome proud dad moment. And if you listen to his podcast, you know he loves his kid, too, because he's always talking about his kid.
And she's fucking funny, too. When he talks about, on, like, Smodcast and Hollywood Babylon, her text messaging back and forth with him, like, that kid busts his balls. Like, she's fucking funny.
He did one on the last episode, and she goes, well, you made Tusk, didn't you? And he's like, oh. And he goes, the only thing I could think of to say to my 15-year-old daughter was, fuck you.
It's awesome.
I thought Tusk was good.
Most people didn't.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't.
A lot of people didn't.
Because if you're gonna go of Kevin Smith movies that weren't very good, I mean, there's other things you could line up there.
Yes, there are.
Mallrats was the first joke that he used for everything, and then it became Cop Out was the joke. Or no, it became Jersey Girl was the joke. Then it was Cop Out. Now Tusk is basically the butt of all jokes.
I don't know. I didn't actually get to see Tusk. I just heard that it was good.
I haven't seen it yet either. If it comes to Netflix, I'll probably watch it on there. In all honesty,
it's a super creepy monster film. It is, but it very much it does and doesn't feel like a Kevin Smith movie because it's so fucking out there. But the special effects on it are fantastic. I can't wait to see, because now it's going to be a whole horror trilogy. Because you get Yoga Hosers and then Moose Jaws, and so it's 3 Canadian horror films in a row.
Yeah, and he was talking about one of the shows that Jay Muse was just excited because he got to do a scene with Johnny Depp.
Which is, people don't realize that Tusk is a Johnny Depp film, too.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, if they could have put that on the poster, it would have doubled the proceeds.
Yeah. Kevin Smith's like, I never imagined that I'd be directing Jason Mewes opposite Johnny Depp.
Yep.
So we do need to start wrapping things up, but before we do that, we actually have a listener voicemail to play, and we had it last week, but I didn't want to play it while Naki was not here.
Hi, this is the Draftman calling in with a special announcement, an informational announcement about the host of All Things Good and Nerdy. Welcome to ATGN. As libertine at large at this podcast, and fan of all things written by Alan Moore. I have attended 3 different Exotica conventions. I've had the pleasure of meeting Nina Hartley, Ron Jeremy, Sarah Patrick, Gianna Michaels, Ariana Giovanni, and many other porn stars. I can honestly tell you that this crew is more improper than all those other public fornicators. ATGN hosts are more improper than 7 out of 10 porn stars. This is proof of the audio I'm recording. 1, 2, 3. Again, this is the draftsman giving you a special announcement for the listeners of All Things Good and Nerdy. This crew, this hosts, are more improper than 7 out of 10 porn stars. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
We had to share that.
The draftman calling in with a special.
Shit!
Oh, it's on loop.
I hit it on loop by accident.
That's right. We're all about innuendo. I'd like to innuendo.
Heyo.
Get away from my endo.
Bring me your endo.
I have to say, number one, big thank you to the draftsman for sending that in, because he said something similar in the chat room, and we laughed and said, you know, it'd be great if somebody sent us a voicemail saying that. So, awesome voicemail. Thank you so much. It's hilarious. If we ever have to put together a promo reel for anything, that's going in the promo reel.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. Because it's true.
Thanks, Draftsman. It was awesome.
It was fantastic.
Thanks, Draftsman. I wish I could put that on my resume. I am more improper than 7 out of 10 porn stars. Would that actually get me a job?
Maybe not in the field you want to be in.
It depends what job you're applying for.
You know.
Yeah. So let's wrap things up since we're over on time, and I'll apologize for that, but I also blame SDCC for that. So we'll wrap up in our traditional way, which is our chance to share with our listeners what it is we've been getting into, what we're planning on getting into going ahead, and basically our chance to convert you to some of the stuff we've been doing. So, Naki, what have you been getting into? What you plan on getting into?
My brother and boyfriend and I have been playing the shit out of Speedrunners, which is an older game, but it was on Steam sale and I had bought it then, and now we cannot stop competing against each other in this stupid game. Playing online is a joke because I'm terrible, but I mean, playing with my brother and my boyfriend, and that's been ridiculously fun. And then I started watching Hannibal, and because I heard that was canceled, so I started watching it. And
good timing.
Which means that I did that on purpose. I've only watched the first episode, and it's really intriguing. So I'll give it a few more episodes, see if it'll keep my interest. I'm told that it will. And I've been reading Game of Thrones. I have been playing on my phone is this stupid little game called Alpha Bears. Basically, you spell words and you get cute little bears, and then the bears will say what you spelled, like at the end of it, and sometimes it can turn out kind of dirty depending on what you're spelling. So,
nice.
But it's fun. It's cute. I just downloaded the CW Seed app, which we didn't talk about during the actual show, but they are in between. They're doing a show called Vixen as like a lead-in into Flash and Arrow, which will be on the CW Seed app. So I downloaded that, and it's an animated feature. And then I also downloaded Zombies Run Couch to 5K edition, so I can get better at running because I am terrible at running. Other than that, I am just working out all the time. So, yeah, go team. I'm going to get skinny by the time I turn 30. I'm going to be 30. I'm going to turn 30 on the show, just FYI. I'm going to be
here.
Can we
have
on
Naki's birthday party on the show?
We can do that. August 2nd.
Just, invite everyone on the show to come party with us?
That's fine. August 2nd, I turn 30.
So there's going to be an open invitation, and I think you can have, 12 people in a hangout at a time?
12. It's 10 or 12. I don't remember.
10 or 12. So we'll do like half the show regularly, maybe, and then the back half of the show we'll open up to everyone to join us for shenanigans.
Nice.
It's happening.
And we can all make fun of the fact that the youngest person in the show is turning 30.
Naki, you're not that much younger than I am. You're like 6 months
younger. I'm still younger than you. I'm still younger than you. It counts.
Children, quit fighting.
Sorry, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Uncle Anthony.
All right, so I'll go next with what I've been getting into. We'll let Anthony wrap things up because I'm sure he's got a stack of books for us. I have been getting caught up on my comics. I'm caught up with Secret Wars up until this week. I haven't read Renew Your Vows #2 yet. That's in my list of stuff to do. I have been continuing to play Batman Arkham Knight, like I've said the last couple episodes. I am 93% completed through the game now. I think I have some Riddler trophies left and some APC mission chases left to do. And I kind of want to do it all so I can unlock the ultimate ending, but I'm really lazy and I don't want to collect all 240 Riddler trophies. So I'll probably just start a new game at some point. That's, like I said, I'm lazy. I've also been playing Tales from the Borderlands because I picked that up on the Steam sale.
I haven't played episode 3 yet.
I'm almost done with episode 1 right now, so I'm pretty far behind, but I've been enjoying it. It's Borderlands. What's not to enjoy? I have been reading some comics because there was a lot of digital comics put on sale on Comixology because of Comic-Con. So I picked up the entire Nightfall trilogy for like $12 on Comixology. So I'm reading through that right now. And for those that aren't familiar, that's the story where Batman breaks the bat.
No, Bane breaks the bat.
Yeah, excuse me. Bane breaks the bat.
Batman breaks the bat.
Yes, Batman breaks himself.
He picks
Shut
himself up
Yes.
and breaks his own spine.
Shut up. I don't like you guys anymore.
He just throws himself down like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to do this anymore. It makes me sad inside. It makes me very sad. What else have I been getting into? That's the other thing I forgot to mention. Since we love The Rock on this show, I haven't talked about it, but I've been watching his show on HBO called Ballers, and it's been really fun.
How do you like it?
I haven't seen it yet. I've just seen all of his Instagram stuff.
I enjoy it, but it's The Rock that carries the show. The stuff when The Rock isn't around is not as good, but thankfully it's not much. The Rock is incredibly enjoyable.
They
on
just announced HBO picked up the second season already, 3 episodes in.
That's good. That's fantastic. It's a really fun show. The Rock is basically playing the role of a financial advisor to athletes, and he is an athlete that was forced to retire because of concussion issues. So it's this interesting dynamic of him trying to toe the line between advancing himself in his world because he's got no money because he squandered all of his NFL earnings, and do right by his friends who are now his clients or becoming his clients. Really interesting show. You can pick it up on HBO, and if you have HBO Go, you can watch them at any time. I think I'm 1 episode behind. But it's the goddamn Rock. You have to love it.
Nice.
I've been watching everything on like Instagram of it, and it looks really good. So.
Yeah, 'cause he's been putting up a lot of stuff.
Right.
While he's doing that and then prepping for, what is it, the CIA movie?
I think so.
With Hart.
Yeah, and then at one point they also, on Facebook, were showing the first episode for free for a bunch of people. I don't think it's still on there for free, but they'll probably do something again to get more hype built up. So that's really what I've been getting into. I was looking in the chat room. The Dressman says The Rock can carry a lot. A whole show to carry is not outside of the man's power.
No.
I mean, only The Rock can make The Rock look like a tiny person.
I know, seriously. The Rock's a damn giant now.
I just want to touch his shoulders. Is that weird? Like, every time I watch his workout videos, like, it just looks like his shoulders just keep stacking, and I just want to, like, poke him. Like,
I'm going to say no because, hell, I want to touch his shoulders.
I want to
solid.
I want to see The Rock and Stephen Amell do a workout video together.
That would break the internet.
That would break the internet, I think.
That would be motivation.
It would be motivation, too, but it would probably break the internet. So, Anthony, what have you been getting into? I'll toss it to you as we wrap things up.
Sadly, actually, this Friday was not payday. Next Friday is payday, so it'll be Ant-Man and comic books. So I have no new books. I read all my library books.
Holy
I
shit.
read all my current comics. I'm reading, actually, Stephen King's Full Dark No Stars right now. I'm on to A Good American, last story in there, because I'm out of comics at the moment, which is very strange. It's like, wait, I've read all the comics? What? Yeah, so I've been logging into Guild Wars every day just because you get extra stuff if you log in every day. But I haven't actually been playing much, just like literally log in, get your treasure chest, log out. And I've been drawing on the sketch cards for pacifist.net. That's still up. Well, it will remain up, so everybody can go get their free beta version of the game, download it and print it and cut it out yourself. And the artwork on that will keep getting updated as I'm going. And other than that, I did a logo for a friend who is doing my Captain America costume because she found out she's going to be able to have free advertising because she's done so much work for one of the local rodeo queens that she needs a logo because they're going to put it on the rodeo queen's trailer.
Oh, cool.
So doing a quick logo for her real quick. And then other than that, yeah, after my 4th trip to my storage unit, I finally found my damn Fitbit that I packed and didn't mark which box I'd put it in.
Oops.
And so, yeah, I've joined the cult of Fitbit, I now have my little
Welcome.
machine on me all the time.
Welcome.
Yeah, I like it.
If you add me as add me as a friend on the Fitbit app, then I constantly do like those work week challenges or whatever. Keep you on your toes.
I will do that. But yeah, I finally started tracking everything. This week was my first full week of the Captain America workout, which includes my friend built me a CrossFit box to jump up and down on, and leg day included squats and squat to box jump, which I did out in the middle of the yard in the grass to make sure that since it was the first time doing it, if I crashed and landed wrong, I wouldn't be doing it on concrete. And luckily, the first 3 were really awkward, and after that, I was able to land on the box. It was one of those things. It's like it's just high enough. It's like, can I actually do this? But yeah, leg day sucked. But yeah, that's how my Fridays start now. Is Captain America leg day. So I did.
Leg days always suck.
Yeah, did the first full week of Captain America training. I'm down 8 pounds since I started this workout, and it's fucking awesome.
See, I like leg day compared to arm day.
Oh, I love.
See,
arm
I'd
day.
rather. I do arms
day.
and I do arm day on Tuesday and shoulder day on Thursday, and in between those 2 days, my arms are like, I'm a puppet.
Nice. Yeah, I've just been going to the storage unit too. I picked up more weight because the weights I had here weren't quite enough for what I was doing on that workout. Because it's supposed to be heavy weights. You can only lift 8 times.
Interesting.
So now I have more weight, so I can get bigger in the right way.
So you can
See,
be
I don't
Captain America.
Damn right.
I'm trying not
That
to. I'm
50
trying
pound
not to.
kettlebell is a bitch to do kettlebell swings with.
Yeah, I'm trying not to bulk out too much. I'm trying right now. I'm doing a lot more aimed on the HIIT on the cardio side because I'm trying to lean out and then I'll bulk. But
That's maybe my favorite part about the Captain America workout. No cardio.
I mean, you have
like
to do
10
some.
sprints. I do 10 sprints across the yard to start every workout, but that's it.
I was gonna say you have to do some cardio because otherwise, you know.
You get the cardio.
Not you don't have to.
just the
You don't have
surge.
to go run 8 miles or anything like that. Like that, I never understood. You don't have to do that, but sprints are good. I like sprinting,
Yep.
and
do sprints.
I hate running.
My
I
knee
hate
can
running.
deal with doing 10 sprints versus a half hour of running on a treadmill or something. And I'm doing it in the grass in the yard, so my knee hasn't bugged me yet. So it's
Yeah,
been
the
good.
tendonitis in my ankle has been super bad, but do what you gotta do.
Yup.
Achilles heel, yay!
I got another what? What's the 13th? 12th. So
12.
I have 110 days to go.
I have 20. Yay!
Go team.
And Chris can just join us whenever he feels like it.
Chris needs to get his ass back to Planet Fitness because it hasn't been popping up on his Facebook lately.
Actually, I just stopped checking in on there because it was annoying me to have to remember to do it all the time.
Yeah, that's the problem that I had because I was like, I could check in, but I also work at my gym, so
Yeah.
you don't know if I'm working or checking in.
Oh,
So for-
that's definitely cheating.
For me, it was a matter of normally I would check in after I worked out, and then I just forget. I'm like, I just want to get out of here. I want to go home. So that's what happens is I just forget to do it. I'm lucky
Macros
enough.
and micros.
I'm lucky enough. I remember to put the stuff in Google Fit when I'm done. That's what it comes down to, honestly.
The
Yeah.
way that I think of it is calories in, calories out. So
That's not a bad way to
If
look at it.
if I eat a cheeseburger, I have to work out for cheeseburger. And it's delicious. Yeah, I don't have to do it right away, but I do have to work it off.
You have to do it over time, but you got to talk about food at the end of the show, and I'm hungry now.
I had a foot-long corn dog this week. I had a corn dog.
Another
This week was a
foot
good
long.
week. Another foot long.
All
We
right,
went
so
to
go
we
ahead,
went to the
then.
Taste of Westmont, and it sucked because there was literally 4 booths, and 2 of them were pizza, and I was like, I don't want pizza. I already had pizza this week. So we got like these steak skewers, which were pretty good, but it was like a snack. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get a corn dog, and I got a corn dog.
So we're going to wrap up the show then because we've gone over a good deal, but it was Comic-Con. It happens. So as we wrap things up, I wanted to say, don't forget you can find us online at atgnpodcast.com or on Twitter at ATGN Podcast and at Facebook at facebook.com/allthingsgoodnerdy. If you have feedback for us, you can email it to us at atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, or you can do like the Draftsman did and give us a call on the ATGN hotline. That's at 304-806-ATGN. Don't forget, we stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. over at live.atgnpodcast.com, gonnageek.com/live, and we're on Channel 3 of Alpha Geek Radio, which you can find at tunein.alphageekradio.com. And I think I've plugged everything I need to plug. So before we turn off the live stream, you guys have any last thoughts for the listeners?
Corn dogs.
Pacifist.net.
Corn dogs. Corn dog. I want corn dog too. God damn it.
Sex and corn dogs.
I want bacon and waffles.
Surprise porn and corn dogs. That is my life.
Fries, porn, and corn. That's a bad combination.
I think on that note, we're getting out of here then.
Corn dog. Surprise porn!
Bye guys, we'll see you next week.